Imagine buying a home in one part of Ireland for around €200,000. While in another part of the country, the median price is almost €500,000. That's a difference of nearly €300,000 for buyers living in the same country. And over the last 5 years, that gap has only continued to widen. So where can first-time buyers still find value in 2026? Which counties remain relatively affordable? And which areas have become some of the most expensive property markets in Ireland? In today's countdown, we're going to rank 10 Irish counties from the most affordable housing markets all the way to the most expensive. We'll look at current prices, how the market has changed since 2020, what is driving demand, and why some counties continue to rise faster than others. Before we continue, if you're interested in Ireland housing prices, mortgages, and first-time buyer updates, consider subscribing, because we break this down in a very simple way every week. Let's begin. We start in Donegal, where the median house price is around €200,000. Donegal remains one of the most affordable counties in Ireland, mainly due to its location in the northwest and distance from major employment centres like Dublin, Cork, and Galway. It does not attract large-scale corporate migration, which keeps housing demand relatively low compared to urban areas. Since 2020, prices have increased, but at a slower pace than the national average. Remote working has created some interest, but not enough to significantly change the market structure. As a result, Donegal continues to offer strong value for buyers prioritizing affordability and space. Next is Leitrim, with a median house price of around €220,000. It is one of Ireland's least populated counties, with limited employment hubs and low migration pressure. Back in 2020, it was already among the most affordable areas, and that pattern has continued. Price growth has been steady rather than rapid, mainly influenced by national housing inflation rather than local demand. Because population growth remains low, competition in the housing market is still limited. This helps keep Leitrim one of the most affordable counties in Ireland. Roscommon sits at approximately €215,000. Its housing market is shaped by its rural character and proximity to commuter towns like Athlone. Some buyers choose Roscommon to access lower prices while still staying within reach of employment centres. Since 2020, flexible working has supported gradual demand growth, but not at a dramatic level. The market has remained stable, with steady price increases but no major spikes. This balance keeps Roscommon attractive for buyers seeking affordability with reasonable access to nearby towns. Sligo has a median house price of around €238,000. It serves as a regional hub in the northwest, supported by healthcare, education, tourism, and local employment. Compared to 2020, demand has strengthened as more people move away from expensive urban areas. This shift has increased interest in regional towns with better lifestyle balance. Sligo benefits from that trend while still avoiding extreme price pressure. It remains one of the more balanced housing markets in Ireland, affordable, but steadily growing. Before we move into the top 6, let me ask you this. If you had to buy a home anywhere in Ireland today, which county would you realistically choose and why? Let me know in the comments. At number 6, we have Waterford, with a median house price of around €260,000. Waterford has changed noticeably over the last 5 years. Back in 2020, it was seen as one of Ireland's more affordable city markets, offering better value compared to Cork, Galway, and Dublin. Today, that position has shifted as demand has gradually increased. The city has benefited from infrastructure improvements, employment growth, and rising interest from buyers priced out of larger cities. More people are now considering regional cities like Waterford for affordability and lifestyle balance. Healthcare, education, and local business activity also support steady demand. However, as interest increases while supply remains limited, prices have continued to move upward. For many buyers in 2026, Waterford still represents a more realistic entry point compared to Ireland's bigger cities, but that gap is slowly narrowing. At number 5, we move to Limerick, where the median house price is around €275,000. Limerick is one of the clearest examples of how regional Irish cities have evolved since 2020. What was once considered a relatively affordable city has now become a much more competitive housing market. The city has grown through universities, hospitals, and expanding employment opportunities. Large employers and multinational companies have also strengthened the job market in the region. As jobs increased, housing demand followed. More people are now relocating to Limerick from surrounding counties for work and education. This has created stronger pressure on available housing, especially in well-connected residential areas. Properties that were once easier to secure now attract far more competition. So Limerick today is no longer just an alternative to larger cities, it is a growing urban market in its own right. At number 4, we have Galway, with a median house price of around €350,000. Galway is one of the most supply-constrained housing markets in Ireland. Its geography plays a major role, with coastline and planning restrictions limiting expansion. This creates a natural imbalance between demand and supply. Since 2020, demand has remained strong from students, healthcare workers, and professionals. At the same time, Galway continues to attract people from other counties due to its lifestyle and job opportunities. But when supply cannot grow at the same pace as demand, prices naturally increase. This has been a consistent pattern in Galway over the past several years. Looking ahead, housing availability will remain one of the key challenges in the city. At number 3, we have Cork, with a median house price of around €349,500. Cork is Ireland's second-largest economic hub, and its housing market reflects that strength. Over the past 5 years, major industries like pharmaceuticals, technology, and manufacturing have expanded significantly. This has brought steady employment growth and increased migration into the region. Compared to 2020, Cork is now a far more competitive housing market. Many buyers who once saw Cork as a cheaper alternative to Dublin now face much higher prices. Despite this, demand remains strong due to continued job opportunities and population growth. While construction activity is ongoing, supply still struggles to fully match demand. This imbalance continues to support strong property values across the county. At number 2, we arrive in Wicklow, with a median house price of around €465,000. This is where the countdown becomes more striking. Wicklow is not a major city, yet it is one of the most expensive counties in Ireland. The key driver is Dublin commuter demand. Over the past 5 years, and especially since 2020, Wicklow has become a highly desirable location for Dublin workers. Towns like Bray and Greystons are in particularly high demand. People are choosing Wicklow for more space, coastal living, and quality of life, while still staying connected to Dublin for work. Hybrid and remote working has strengthened this trend further. As demand has increased, prices have followed. This has made Wicklow one of the strongest commuter-driven property markets in the country. And finally at number 1, we arrive in Dublin, with a median house price of around €493,260. That is nearly €500,000. Dublin remains the most expensive housing market in Ireland for several clear reasons. It is the country's economic centre, home to multinational companies, government institutions, universities, and major hospitals. Every year, thousands of people move to Dublin for work and education. This creates constant and strong demand for housing. At the same time, supply has struggled to keep pace with population growth. Even with ongoing construction, demand continues to exceed availability in many areas. This has led to intense competition across all price segments. Some areas such as Dun-la-Ferrathdown and Blackrock remain among the most expensive in the country. Compared to 2020, affordability has become significantly more challenging for first-time buyers. Yet demand remains strong because opportunities are concentrated in the capital. This is what keeps Dublin at the top of the market. Across these 10 counties, one clear pattern emerges. Affordable counties tend to have lower population pressure and fewer major employers. Expensive counties are driven by strong job markets, population growth, and limited housing supply. Over the last 5 years, prices have risen across Ireland, but not equally. Some markets have changed slowly, while others have transformed completely. And this imbalance continues to shape Ireland's housing market in 2026. Thank you for watching. And let us know in the comments, which county do you think offers the best value for money in Ireland today? If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more updates on Ireland house prices, mortgages, and first-time buyer tips. See you in the next video.